What's up?
Yay! All right, Jack, take it away. I don't want to start.
I got you, bro. So this is not the first playoffs game. We did miss the first one between Daniel Skinner, D Skinner, and Sesame Chicken. However, that one was a doozy. So hopefully this one lives up to the hype. We've got Helios's own one of their 8-2 legends, Simp for Sylvain, James. We've got Carlos on the other side, Los Lightning, representing Team Echo. Two very, very solid players. And I don't know, it's an interesting matchup. They met earlier in the season, and there was a very hard-fought victory on Sylvain's part. So Los, has acquired some new Pokemon since then. I think half of this team is new since the last time that they played. So that's really interesting. We also don't see Latias and we don't see Primarina. So I think those are two Pokemon that have been mainstays on his team that are both missing. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, when I was helping Glow Scrim earlier, this is actually the exact team I brought, except I brought Palmot instead of Torres. The thing I was finding the most success with was a Slowking lead. If Trick Room gets up, Liz's team really, really bad into Glastrier. Doesn't have like a lot of bulk to it, and can just get demolished. I mean, I was just looking through Glastier's coverage to help him out. I think it's like a super effective move against every type. It has high horsepower for normal types. It's got Icicle Crash for the Dragon. It's got body press for the normal types. High horsepower for Regieleki. It just has so much. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's. Oh, Los in the chat saying he wants to throw up. I feel you, bud. I'm there on the same wavelength as you. It's going to be a really, really solid match. So Slowking, you said, was your best lead. I think that Sylvain often runs Slowking lead. He's used it so effectively this season with Chilly Reception to bring in the Glastrier with the defense boost that was added this season. Just really, really interesting watching him make use of that mon. And it's a really good like fire switch in too, right? So if Glastrier is in the line of fire, no pun intended, then we definitely have Slowking there as a good swap.
Yeah. Another thing that I was really playing around with is a big role of Ambipom on the team is just to hit strong fakeouts. And also, two of James's Pokemon on the field on the other side, both Slowking and Blacephalon, get Expanding Force, and he has Tapu Lele to set Psychic Terrain. Lele is just such a problem. If you switch that thing in on a fake out and it stops it, and then you fire back with like a Blacephalon or Slowking Expanding Force, I mean, that could just be the end of the game right there.
Yeah, Ambipom seems like an interesting bring in that scenario because Lele is, arguably one of the best. Actually, sorry, there's only like 2 Psychic Surge Mon, 3. All are phenomenal. Lele's really fantastic too. It's seen a lot of really good use. Psychic Terrain has seen a lot of really good use this season. So that does feel like an interesting bring on my part because you're right. Ambipom doesn't do much other than slap a 25% fake out.
Yeah, especially the only Pokemon you'd really want to fake out, I think, is Slowking. But if it's running a Covert Cloak, it can't be taunted because it is Oblivious. It can't get faked out. I don't know. It doesn't seem like Ambipom can do much, but maybe Liz has something. I guess we'll start the game and see.
I let them know that they could go for it, and we have not seen it yet. So it just looks like we are going to be in the market for a think tank game.
They are cooking.
They really are.
I'm very offended that you said this is the first playoff game after Krat beat my ass last week. Not cool. That was filmed the playoffs. I'm counting.
Wait, was it filmed?
No.
Oh, that's what I meant. This is
but I'm glad. Okay, imagine. Okay, let me put it this way. Imagine if Tauros could also be Zoroark. Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be fun?
We see intimidates all around going on. Everybody's a little bit weaker this time. It doesn't affect Lele.
Right?
Yeah, it doesn't affect Los Lightning. Whoa! I just called Regieleki Los Lightning. That's how synonymous the two of them are in my head.
His name is George, not
His name
Leslie.
is also George. He is Mr. Electric. It's a really good reference, and I have appreciated it from. Now, Stantler's name, I have to say, lacking a little bit,
Yeah,
but
I agree. Could use
Yeah,
some.
it's a little better than Taurus's nickname, which is non-existent.
that is
I gotta be honest.
true.
I think I like Toros more. I think it's just kind of on the nose, pretty funny.
yeah, good point.
But Tapu Nene is about to hit the motherfucking Nene all over everybody. So
Something Liz and I were talking about is a Regieleki lead to remove Psychic Terrain with Electric Terrain,
well,
which he
there it
goes
is
with.
right there.
Ooh.
Whew, takes a hell of a hit for that, but he did get rid of the terrain, which I don't know. Does that help in this scenario right here?
I think something he was very concerned about is long-term expanding forest plays, because if he doesn't get Electric Terrain up, Psychic Terrain, he has nothing to remove Psychic Terrain on any of his other Pokemon. And
So in that scenario, though, I mean, just a withdraw on Lele here could, set him up for the rest of the game because Regieleki can't really. Yep, I think that was something.
I think he identified that as well. Liz clearly seems upset by Psychic Terrain being up. Put Lele in the back. You can always bring it back in later.
Exactly. And so we're definitely in a bit of a rougher spot here. Although Entei being out is bad news bears for Glastrier. So, I mean, he might be losing a pretty potent offensive threat on his side, unless he's got maybe Protect or something like that.
I want to call attention to something which you might not have noticed. This is physical Regieleki.
It is. So the Intimidate
really actually did matter.
Oh, that's a really nice Icy Wind. It looks like Covert Cloak on, or a, yeah, that's a Covert Cloak for sure.
Yeah.
The Icy Wind is nice. Nothing is ever going to underspeed Glastrier, no matter how many Icy Winds you get on it. So
that's true, but Tapu Lele gets to come
with Tapu Nene.
So I would expect to see, I don't know, another Sacred Fire would be pretty nice.
Let me check speeds.
I could definitely see a Terra on Horse Skull Energy right now just to try and catch him off guard with that. But, a burn would still be really not great for...
Right now, it is the fastest thing on the field.
We have a Terra Dark, and we have a Protect. Are we going to get an Expanding Force, or are we going to get a Dazzling Gleam? That was a nice play. Ooh, just a lot of damage.
Oh, dear.
We still don't have any Terras come out from James, so I assume we're going to see one right here. He's also in the past run that Clown Scarfed. So
Killer Clown 2016 is the fastest thing on the field with or without Scarf. This is terrifying. It missed Heat Wave. That could be a really big deal.
That's really tough. Interesting.
That miss matters a lot.
It matters a ton, actually.
That's really, really bad. I don't know what Liz's Haxorus set is, but if he's running like Earthquake, that's just gonna Killer Clown's gonna fold unless it's running Terraflying.
God, that's
and then
really
if I remember, Lele is really physically weak too.
Yeah, that miss was wow. I mean, that changed the trajectory of the game a ton. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I think he'd be in a really tough situation right now.
I think that miss lost him the game.
Is that what he's saying in the?
Yeah, that's what he's saying in chat. He could crit. Killer Clown would be +1 special attack right here though, and now he's -1, which is a huge difference.
Oh, you're right, because the Beast Boost would have kicked in. Yeah, that's really, really hard.
If he's got a spread move on Haxorus, I think this is nigh unwinnable for James.
You know, that's the game we play, man. Sometimes a 95% or a what was that, 90% accurate move?
Yeah,
It's
imagine
really
losing
tough.
off a 90%. Could not be me.
Another miss. That
Another
could have been a
miss.
burn too.
He went with
Oh,
Shadow Claw.
really nice. Oh,
That just seems like a misplay.
yeah. So if he hits this, well, does Stantler even have anything to hit Killer Clown with?
No, I don't think so. I think Killer Clown wins now.
That
I
was a
don't know how
really,
the
really nice
Hexerus is set.
Terra. That was a really nice
Maybe
Terra on James's part. There it is.
yeah.
Good stuff. All right.
Wow.
Got it. Yeah.
I'm shocked he brought that back. I did not think. I wonder what his Hexer set is. I just assumed it had Earthquake, but maybe it doesn't. It's got Close Combat, Protect, Shadow Claw. I mean,
Maybe
the fourth move might be a dragon move. I don't know.
could be Dragon, could be first impression. To maybe, kill Arboliva, Slow King. Probably
I think
does
you'd
really
have
good
to
damage.
be crazy to rely on first impression against Lele.
I mean, that's true, but he did bring Ambipom as we were talking about. So,
Yeah.
All right. So, what kind of adjustment do we expect from Los in this game too? It seemed to me like he was on the back foot for most of that game.
I mean, he almost managed to win based on a miss, but you're not gonna play for the 10% miss 2 games in a row. I would hope.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I was telling Liz this. His team, really, it's got like an issue with frailty, where Stantler is one of the only like Pokemon on his team that can take a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a lot of James's team underspeeds everything Liz could ever bring. Like Arboliva and Glastrier and Slowking will all move first to Trick Room. So he's sort of forced to bring Stantler in the lead because if Slowbro gets Trick Room off, how does he win?
Mm-hmm.
It's a really tough situation.
Well, and it seems to me too, like the electric train on Regieleki to me just felt like he was losing momentum there. Like, yeah, it removed it for that immediate scenario, but what might even work better for him is just playing a bit of the long game, right? So, Regieleki does more damage, and then you try and outlast the psychic terrain because you're not forcing Lele to swap out to reset it. You know what I'm saying?
You can go for an attacking move. I know Regieleki gets access to screens if he's running that. Maybe get something a little more long standing than the psychic train down for a turn.
Yeah, it's really tough too. I'm curious about the Regieleki physical with Intimidate from Tauros in the mix.
I do not think he thought Tauros would be coming. That is my read. Based on James throwing it away like 8 times at the end of the season, then picking it back up with 3 minutes to go or something.
You do so in you pull out that 8th Pokemon in moments like this, right, where it looks pretty good. I mean, obviously it's not going to work against Entei. We've got Inner Focus going on, but against Feraligatr, against Haxorus, and now against this.
Okay. I know last week you said to me, always rely on the Helios boys to do the exact same thing twice in a row, and that is happening again.
Listen, that's not always the case. I was mainly talking about myself, but James is holding down the fort for us here. We have an immediate, interesting. Oof, yeah, that's definitely tough.
I gotta say, Regieleki taking an Earthquake, who knew? I didn't think it could happen.
I mean, not stab. Tauros doesn't have like incredible attack, and it's a spread move, but I get exactly what you mean.
He's paper thin though.
So this Regieleki moveset, Light Screen, Wild Charge, and Electric Terrain is pretty interesting. I'm wondering what this last one is, because we're gonna see something go off here. Is he gonna reveal the last one? Is he gonna try to go for some damage?
I've got a feeling, but I don't want to say anything.
But you can because they can't hear us. I don't know if you know that, Cam.
I do, but I think it'll be hype if I let it sit.
Okay, well, do you have anything else to add?
No, he just wild charged. In scrims, he was running explosion a lot.
Oh,
He was running
interesting.
raging bull.
Iron Head and the
Flinch.
flinch. Damn.
You know what they say? All flinches are deserved, and you earned every single one of them.
That is what they say. I'm pretty sure, actually.
Raging Bull to counter Reggie screen leads. If that was, you're the captain. Did he do that on purpose? Did he know Lecky was leading screens?
I personally did not prep with him very much, but I mean, he has run screens a lot on Latias, and I think Stantler gets them as well. So I think that, it's certainly great prep on his part if that's exactly what it was for. But yeah, regardless, it's working out pretty well for him right here. We are going to see Lele go down. The Terra can't save it. We know it's Terra Fairy. So I think Lele needs to come out here, or at least throw up another Protect. But I feel like that's a pretty easy read. So Los may, turn the tides a little bit, hit a Sacred Fire on Tauros, burn him so that Oh, actually, wait a minute. He's faster. I forgot.
Tauros is the fastest thing on the field by a significant margin, I think.
So this Earthquake is really going to hurt. Would you have the Protect?
Run the Protect.
Yeah, there's an Earthquake.
Really gonna hurt. That's really the weakest Earthquake I've ever seen. It was super effective. It did 30.
So now we do have Blacephalon in right here. I am wondering what move he's going to go for. Heatwave, not going to be doing much. So a Shadow Ball potentially might be able to take out Entei, but we know that it's running Protect. So do you make that read and do you go into Haxorus, which certainly goes down to a Shadow Ball?
You revealed for Blast game, right?
Mm-hmm.
On Killer Clown 2016?
I think he only clicked Heatwave.
Was it? I'm going to go back and check. Sorry for the people watching me.
It might be choiced. I'm not exactly sure if we could tell from that, from the last game, but it was clicking the same move over and over and over again. So potentially,
it is not Life Orb. I imagine it's Specs or Scarf.
I mean, he has run Scarf a lot, but because it's so much, it's naturally faster than almost everything.
If he's locking himself into a ghost type move right here.
He's got Standing Force. Whoop. Yikes. That's tough. I don't know.
Well, we know. And by we, I mean us, the collective. Oh wait, Entei was the one that was Terra Dark, right? Who knows what Haxorus is? If he's Terra Dark, he just wins the game.
It would be really interesting. Now, if Lele survives, though, right, then we definitely have a Dazzling Gleam coming out right here, and Haxorus has to beat whatever is in the back. So,
shoot, these aren't the last two Pokemon.
No,
I don't know. I just thought he'd kill a second one at some point. I don't know.
No, we are sitting at a 3-on-2 right now, and I think Los is definitely in the backseat here. He's going to have to pull something pretty crazy in order to.
Now, last time I said that James had lost and they won. I don't know how Los wins.
Do you have a Dark type?
That's good.
Nice. Now, does he kill Lele? Does he go first?
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So, depending on what the last one is, Killer Clown 2016 is now out of the game.
Yeah.
He, oh no. There's no way Glastrier dies to close combat. That thing is so bulky, but that's your only out. You have to run it.
Well, a life orb close combat. It's not stab, but it's gonna do a lot. So,
I don't know the calcs.
And it would be Horseman would have to kill Or I guess Horse Girl, does it have a fighting move?
It gets body press.
It's also not bulky. Haxorus definitely goes down to where
all right,
Rip
he
goes down, I
does.
think.
All right.
Body press is probably the play here. I think you just have to pray that he goes down to a close combat.
Yeah, I don't see another out, but based on my experiences in random battles, Glastrier doesn't die from one move no matter what you do.
I mean, Haxorus is like, what's that? Base like 147 attack or something like that? Like, it's something really crazy.
It's really high. If there's a Pokemon to do it, Haxorus would be a great option, but he's probably running max HP too, because it's the slowest thing on the planet.
Yeah, you're certainly not running that thing with speed investment. So
I just have low faith in Axe the Simp. I wonder what the thought process is right here, because to me it seems like there's only one option.
I'm not in the tank here, but
you have Horse Girl Energy just hits a move, and then you hope that you
close combat.
Yeah.
22. What? Yeah. Does he kill?
Yeah,
he does. He went for
the move that can miss. What a psychopath!
Whoa, that was kind of nutty. I don't know why he did that, but
really had a move that didn't have a chance to miss.
Yo, James said, "We're throwing caution to the wind, baby." Whoa.
Sheesh.
That was a little spook.
Slowking didn't come at all. Really shocked by that, because in our scrims, Slowking was MVP. Just showing reception, Trick Room. That thing's a monster.
Mm-hmm.
But James found a completely different route to win the game.
Yeah, and he pulled it out, dude. It just all around felt like he was in control of both of those games. I think Los was struggling to, especially game one. It felt to me like, sometimes you can have a case of too much prep, right, where you're a little bit too nervous about certain things. When in actuality, it just doesn't actually, it would probably be better if you just forced a little bit of progress right there. Game two was definitely a lot more back and forth, but I think that kind of final turn, deciding everything. Sheesh.
Yeah.
We have both competitors in here right now. We've got Los and we've got Sim for Sylvain. How you guys feeling?
I'm free.
Anxious.
He said, "I'm free." Los, you get to leave the cave. How does it feel?
I knew it was an uphill battle. I don't think when I prepped, I won a single game, but yeah, I was like, yep, this is gonna suck unless he predicts accurately some stuff. I did it like the worst case. It was in practice. I think it was just down to the wire every time, and I'm just like, man, I have to play it perfect to like win this. And I don't think I'm not upset with myself, because I think I played the best that I could and predicted some stuff and made some calls. But yeah, I think overall he played really well too. It was just this is back and forth, man. I was standing up. I was in my kitchen counter, like the president of the United States, just walking back and forth, pacing, like just clicking buttons.
It really was unfortunate that the first time a human being has ever run physical Regieleki, James let it intimidate Pokemon.
It really sucked.
Yeah, it had wild charge. I have it here written on my notes.
What was the fourth move? Because it had light screen and it had electric terrain as well.
The meme was gonna be before the Tauros showed up that I would just light screen and then explosion out of there.
Okay. Goose mentioned that was probably what you were gonna do, and then when you didn't let it rip, it does make sense that because of the intimidate drop, you'd be less, inclined to do that.
Yeah. At that point, I was like, well, I still have transistor and the electric, so I'm trying to get the most bank out of my buck that I can. Mm-hmm. And with a spread move like that, I was like, it's not going to do that much of damage anyways. So yeah. The Tauros the Toros was a big scary, and I think he just played really well. The team was really hard to beat with the current team that I had, because when I was looking at his team, it was just so especially defensive that I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to gambit here and just go physical. Hope that he doesn't go full defense on his Mon and go from there. Because the last time I played him, that I try to, just be like, "Oh, he's especially defensive," but okay, no, that did not go as well as I wanted it to. So,
Well, I am a little bit curious, just because to hear you say that it felt like you had a lot of struggles during preparing for him, whereas the last time you guys played, it was neck and neck, like right down to the wire. I feel like till the very end. So is it just like, differences in your team that made you feel like it was an uphill battle this time, or what?
I got rid of Ursaring. That was like helpful in a Trick Room. So I think getting rid of that kind of blows, but at the same time, like Haxorus, he had a move that can like super effective anything in his team. So I wasn't feeling that uncomfortable. It's just that I don't think when we played, he didn't do the expanding force shenanigans and do all these other crazy. I think Simp's team got a lot better as it progressed throughout the season, and I think some things were realized after my game during the season. So that was like
that our first game was probably like way back when, like week 4, was literally my favorite battle out of the entire season that I've had. It was probably the most fun and most stressful.
I'm glad I made you sweat a little. That gives me a little smile.
James, I want to ask a question. So, looking at your 6 versus Liz's 6, the Pokemon I immediately identified as the biggest threat on your team was Slowking, and you didn't even bring him.
No, I didn't bring it for the exact reason that Stantler led every single time.
Yeah, I think that's really Krat did something similar to me, where knowing that Slowking is on your team, Los is forced into leading or bringing Stantler, which sucks. Because if Trick Room gets up, Glastrier is just too problematic. Like when Krat revealed War Turtle, I had to play that he might lead War Turtle. And so if you'd led Slowking and Stantler wasn't on the field, that's just Trick Room for free, and that's really problematic. So I think like you made a good call in that bringing Slowking and inching him still forces Los into certain options.
Yeah, I said this game too with Nathan. He was asking me like, "So what are you bringing in?" I'm like, "Dude, if he brings in the Slowking and I don't bring the Stantler in, I'm gonna kick myself." So, but that's just because that's the person that I am. I'm glad that he read that like, oh, like he's just gonna bring the Stantler again. But like I knew in my decision making of like, if he brings in that Slowking and that Slowking gets Trick Room, that's GG's. Like that's just wraps. There's no like, it's such a problem, especially with like chilly reception. There's just nothing like that. That Glacier is just gonna munch on everything on my team. So
Chilly reception bottom press is disgusting.
Yeah. Quick question: on your Haxorus, you had Shadowclaw Protect CC. What was the last move?
Brick break.
Break.
Or no. It was close combat. It was close. Hold on, let me check it again. It was Earthquake.
Thank you.
Oh, you did have Earthquake.
Yeah, okay. I have to ask. End of game 1, why did you Shadow Call Lele instead of going for Earthquake?
Let me see. What turn was that?
It was like the second to last turn or third to last turn. You have Stantler and Haxorus versus Clown and Lele, and you Earthquake. You Shadow Call Lele instead of going for EQ.
Yeah, I just wanted to get rid of Lily. I didn't like. I wanted to make sure it was gone. I didn't think like.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard because like I didn't know how bulky it was gonna be, and I was like, if this EQ doesn't kill, gonna also kick myself here.
I actually,
Bulky
Yeah, no.
Lele. It is a mixed Bulky Lele set with
I
just
didn't.
enough EVs to perfectly one-shot Haxorus with Dazzling Gleam.
Yeah, I messed up. I think I got a little too on my head in the first game with Entei. I think I showed the dark a little too early because I was just like, I can smell it. He's gonna click expanding force. I can smell it right here, and like I just wanted to get that like immunity with Entei, but no, you kept dazzling gleaming, so I was like, okay, well, that sucks for me.
Well, and reflecting on it, honestly, I think in the moment, Cam and I both were thinking that Earthquake would, it definitely would have killed Blacephalon. But I think actually, Goose, that Los made the best play there because Blacephalon was not like, I think at that point we knew that it was locked into Heat Wave, right? Which was not going to take
Yeah.
out Haxorus. So clicking Earthquake and getting rid of Blacephalon probably would have left Lele alive, and then that thing would have been able to clean up. So I think Los, you did definitely make the right play, and it was just a matter of James clicking that Terra Fairy that kept him in the game.
I don't know. I don't want to. I'm not trying to critique play in a negative way, but body slam into Lele plus EQ. We saw that Shadow Claw plus body slam did kill Lele. It might have been the only out.
I don't think Sandler was gonna survive, but I don't know. Like I was like,
Still did survive.
Yeah, I want to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
Big giant congrats to James. Los, go out with your head held high, man. That was a really fantastic final set, and you have put in hella work this season.
no, like also like James, you played really well. I really like, even though it was like an uphill battle, like it was fun to like think about, and like I still think we had really good matches where it was like still a little bit neck to neck. So
Yeah.
hope you do well.
At the end of that second round, I thought you were going to hit Terra Dark on that Entei. I'm like, this is it. I thought I was losing the entire rounds. So,
GG's, man.
GG's.
Good games. All right.
All right.
Are we
I'm outta
hopping
here.
over to the next one?
Yeah, someone else
Yeah.
commentate. I'm volunteering Mickey, and the green one is the best. Enjoy.
I am sick. I cannot commentate.
I know next to nothing, but I will do my best.
I'm not. Y'all have fun with that though. That's right.
James, are you commentating? Do you want to?
Yeah, I can commentate. Though I'm a little biased because I lost to Alex earlier on in the season, so I kind of want him to lose. So
And I was going to say, I'm a little biased because Alex is the one who invited me here, but I'm ready to see what happens.
Okay, well, so we got multiple biases going on, so they cancel each other out. This one right here between Punjabi Prince and Alex, we've got Dancer versus Echo, second Echo for the evening, right in a row. Do we? I have absolutely no predictions at all on this one. I feel like Alex's team has changed 1 billion times. I could not keep up with it. Like, when did he get Sunjury?
yes, he's also gotten a lot of value out of toxicity.
Yeah, Toxtricity has been putting in major work for him, and I do think that it's another really good example of a Pokemon that benefits so greatly from Terra. Going Terra normal and just clicking Boom Burst, like, that's always fantastic, but I mean, with Hoopa on your side too, with the Ghost immunity on it, like, that little pairing seems really deadly.
Also, I freaking love Stone Joiner, and the entire season, everybody was like, James, do not pick Stone Joiner. So I actually want to see Stone Joiner come in because Power Spot is such a cool ability. So
One water gun from Milotic ends its life, but damn, 1.3 power boost to all moves on the side. I mean, it's really fantastic.
yeah, and he has great spread moves, especially with Great Tusk with EQ and Boom Burst.
Tornadus Rotom Heat lead versus, I think, like a pretty standard Punjabi Prince lead, Klefki and Galarian Zapdos. Though Zapdos looks like it's in danger here, in my opinion, because we can assume probably a Tailwind is coming out. And then, I mean, that electric move is going to eat that thing alive unless it Terras. We won't even be able to see a Klefki Thunder Wave onto Rotom because it's electric type. So, feels to me like he's gonna have to protect to pull something out, but then also Klefki's in danger because of an overheat could, one shot that thing too. I've long thought that Rotom Heat, Electric Fire is a truly devastating offensive combo. It hits 4 out of the 6 things on his team super effectively just by itself.
And then having Levitate on top of that and making it bulkier than it has any right to be. Super good.
It's a really cool Pokemon. He did snipe it for me this season. That is in the past, I think. So it's whatever, but I'd love to see it put in some really solid work here. I think it's a really good Pokemon, and it looks really great into Punjabi's team, so it totally makes sense why he would lead with it.
You mean Alex's?
Looks to be a lot of thought going into this turn. As is to be expected, we're starting to get into the heart of playoff season, which is just there's a lot of pressure coming in from all sides. I'm curious to see switch into this. Azelf, maybe, but it's so. I think Victini would probably be the best switch in here, right? 100 defenses is, makes it relatively. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Oh, a taunt. Oh, and then a mental herb immediately. Okay. Oh, uh-oh. So he looks like he called the swap out there and decided that he wasn't in danger to a close combat or a thunderous kick or whatever it was. That Zapdos may have gone for. So we now know that Klefki was mental herb. It's completely itemless now. So, however, it is faster now than Tornadus. So its prankster moves will go first, but I'm not exactly sure if that's going to help all that much. Maybe it gets up a light screen here to try and weaken that. Okay. Yeah, the nasty plot. I don't know, it looks to me like, yeah, we've started off with Alex a little bit in the driver's seat. He's got that +2 onto. What does Punjabi Prince have on his team that can take this Rotom out, barring a good Terra? Milotic, gets super.
Milotic doesn't want to.
It does not want to take a Thunderbolt or a Volt Switch or whatever.
Probably Thunderbolt if he's running nasty plot.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this Victini, but then the Rotoms are not necessarily frail Pokemon, right? A Wash, I know, stays around for a million years.
Yeah, there's 107. Yeah.
It's nutty, man. It's a good Pokemon. So it's going to be
depending. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go for it, man.
I was just looking at Victini. I think it's a 2-hit round on whatever Rotom has.
It's going to take. You said it's going to take 2 hits.
Yeah, whatever it's bringing. Even if it's a choice band Victini, Victory is still a 2-hit KO onto this Rotom Heat.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I guess Klefki did not go for a. Sheesh. Interesting. We had a Draining Kiss onto. So that was a really hefty hit onto Hornatus there from that blue flare, but I mean,
The question is why the Tornadus and not the Rodon Heat there?
yeah, I'm a little curious about that too. I'm wondering if Victini maybe doesn't have anything really great to hit Rotom Heat with. I assume we'll probably get an answer this turn because it feels to me like he's going to have to target into that Rotom Heat if he wants to take it down at all. Although he has also been known to go really crazy on the Terra for Azelf, and Azelf is faster than Rotom. So if he's got a Rock Terra or a Water Terra potentially, either of those two things would go pretty crazy. And we've seen an errant Rock Terra go insane on Alex's team before, harkening back to that Screamtail that Davies Locker ran on him. So that's definitely a possibility. Talking about foreskin in the chat. Nice.
Oh god, straight shades going right now as well.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's a resisted hit. Oh, and the Life Orb takes him out. Thunderbolt. Yeah, this Rotom looks like it's living unless this Mach Punch from Breloom I don't think takes it out. I know it certainly doesn't take it out from here.
What's Zapdos' speed?
I think it's 90, I want to say.
It's 100, so it's 100 base speed, so it could possibly outrun it and come back in, especially since he can't set up Tailwind anymore.
Mm-hmm. We might be able to see a close combat here, just eviscerating this Rotom, which would definitely help, but and then it's got a pretty good matchup into Great Tusk as well with Brave Bird, and I don't really know what Great Tusk has to hit this this Zapdos. Ooh, ground and water. Interesting. Interesting.
Would
We
have
do have
my
Milotic
Milotic
here.
in that.
So Milotic absolutely goes down in one Thunderbolt. So unless he can take this this Zapdos down right here, or unless this Zapdos can take down the Rotom, it looks like we're staring down the barrel of a dead Milotic. I'm also curious to see if Great Tusk is packing Terra Blast.
Yeah, if it's running Terra Blast, that's a dead Zapdos.
Mm-hmm. That could be a really good piece of prep on his side, and it could pay off dividends right here.
Question, are we going to try to watch both the matches and commentate on both of them simultaneously, or just stick with this one?
No, there's no way. I don't think that's possible. I think we just stick with it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we just stick with this one. And unfortunately, Straight Shade and Nuck will fade off into obscurity. Maybe we can go back later and do some sort of retroactive talk through of the match, but
There's also 2 more matches tonight, right? You're going later tonight.
yeah, I'm supposed to go right after this one. We do have a Detect. Ooh, an Ally Switch and a Headlong Rush into Milotic is really interesting. Interesting. Yeah, and that's that. I mean, I assume that looks to be like the play he just went for there to predict the water move coming out into Rotom. We also know now that unless I really think unless Milotic clicks Protect here, it's going down because no matter which one the Zapdos targets into, I mean that Milotic is going to go down.
Yeah. Ally Switch is probably a really good call on Alex's part. Keeps that Rotom alive, and that Rotom can easily help take out that Milotic.
Mm-hmm. The light screen is also really interesting. Putting it right back up. Yeah, I would have to agree with you there. Who do we think this last Pokemon in Alex's party is?
Probably either Hoopa or Toxicity. I don't see him bringing Strangerner in the back.
Yeah, I have to agree. Either one of them, though, really is going to get eaten by this light screen. So, I mean, I could see a scenario where some maneuvering lets Punjabi take it. It's going to be tight regardless, but what's Zapdos's special defense? Probably not great. Yeah, it's actually 90-90, so it's not terrible.
Yeah, with a +2, that Thunderbolt. Oh, let's see.
Oh, interesting. All right. Wow. Yeah, that's not what I was expecting. Is this Zapdos' strongest move, Stomping Tantrum? I feel like a Brave Bird or a Close Combat would have been.
Yeah, he
Definitely.
also Thunderous Kick would probably have one-shotted the Terra Water.
Mm-hmm. I think I agree with that. And you also get I mean, because he's at -2 now from the headlong rushes. So, yeah, that could have been a really crazy turn for him if he had, chosen a bit of a stronger move. But, it might be that he doesn't have anything better than that. But, it looks to me like he's going to have to either hope that this Great Tusk doesn't have anything for it and click Stomping Tantrum into this Toxtricity. Looks like Nuck won the first game too on the other side, so oh yeah, that looked to me.
Ooh. With the ground, the only attacking move we've seen so far out of this Rotom is Thunderbolt, so probably the only thing that he has is a fire type move. Punjabi may be able to pull this out.
It looks to me like he is. I mean, an overheat crit, maybe. But
Yeah, I think he just goes straight for the Great Tusk, and I think once he gets that out, because he still has that light screen,
mm-hmm.
the Rotom no longer has that nasty plot up.
He can't protect this Great Tusk again, so it's definitely a sitting duck.
Yeah. The only thing is predicting the ally switch.
Oh, that's actually even still, I mean, does this Great Tusk have anything to take this Zapdos out? I mean, maybe if he ally switches and then he can get some damage off if he clicks Stomping Tantrum again and misses it due to Levitate. I am really curious why we haven't seen any other Any other moves?
I don't know. I don't think clicking Stomping Tantrum now is a good play, though. I think it's time to reveal those other moves.
Oh, I know. I'm just really curious as to why we haven't seen another one yet. Yeah, this is a pretty integral turn right here, and we know that it's going to be an ally switch 50-50.
Either way, I don't think that Great Tusk can one-shot.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, Headlong Rush is probably going to do, I'd say similar to what it did in my low tech. Maybe a little bit more, 65, 70.
Just plugged it in, just based off of, I don't know the EV spreads, but it's about 60 to 70.
Ooh, do you like those mental calcs I just did?
Yeah, they're great.
I think whatever it is, we're just gonna have to click a button and figure out.
Yeah. Is there drawbacks to Thunderous Kick?
No, I think that's absolutely the best play. Or close combat. Well, maybe not because of the defense drop, but
Yeah,
Thunderous
but
Kick,
I don't know if he's running close combat over Brave Bird.
yeah, out of those three stab options, close combat, Thunderous Kick, and Brave Bird, any of them I think would be the best thing to click right here. We have got a tank going on. Oh, there is.
Brave Bird, that's interesting. Ooh.
Okay. As long as this Rotom heat can hit its overheat, I think it's sealed for Alix here now.
Yeah, makes me curious what the last move on KFC is.
I feel like maybe we should. Seeing that Brave Bird a little bit earlier may have been. Oh, he misses the overheat.
He misses the overheat.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Okay, so if he's got Thunder's Kick, he needs to click it right here.
Even then, with the Terra, it's not stabbed anymore. I don't know.
It is. It's still stabbed.
Oh yeah, I always forget.
Oh, looks like he did not have a stronger move to hit there. I'm so curious. Does he not have Fighting Stab?
But even then, would have it done more than Brave Bird?
Oh yeah, because Brave Bird's resisted.
Yeah, that's true.
Interesting. Okay, that's it's a tough first match, I'd say.
Yeah, especially leading off with that that the Klefki versus Klefki and Zapdos versus the Tornadus and Rodon. That was a hard lead for Punjabi, and he almost had it too.
Boys, I know this is probably not kosher, but I'm playing right after this game is over, so I actually might hand it over to just you two so that I can go prep a little bit for that. If y'all don't mind. James, you cool with that?
I mean, I'm really bad at this, but let's go.
Sorry, Anybody else who would like to hop in can totally tag in as well. We've got a few other people in here who've commentated before, but I am going to hop off to do some last minute look throughs of some stuff. But James, really good job tonight, man. Brought honor to Team Helios once again.
Praise the sun.
And
Did he hope?
I will see you guys on the other side.
Alrighty, good luck, man. I see like 5 other people on here. Somebody better come off mute.
Hello, can I step in?
Yeah!
Yo, what's up?
Come on in. We are on round 2 for this Alex versus Punjabi, and I wonder if we're going to see a switch up to the different leads. Last time we saw Rotom and Thunderous from Alex, and then we saw Klefki and Zapdos on Punjabi, and we saw an immediate switch out from the Zapdos because of the potential Thunderbolt. But we also saw Terra Ground, so I wonder if he's going to lead the same, or if he's going to go ahead and change up a little bit.
I mean, I think at the very least, Alex's Rotom has a very good defensive matchup against him that, Punjabi just can't really touch. We saw from Zapdos, he doesn't have any fighting coverage, just has resisted in immunities on ground and flying. And Victini is just, he's not going to be able to do much damage as it is. So Rome's got a very good matchup going into it. I might as well just see him bring it again. Wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe bring something else alongside of it.
And we
I
know
wonder
he's
if we'll-
hunt. No, I'm sorry. I was going to say we know he's mental or Klefki, so even the Tornadus has to be more careful going in again.
Do we need to tell them to go ahead and start?
Whenever you're ready.
I wonder if we see the Milotic in the back again, considering that it was 2-hit by the Great Tusk. Ooh, we do see it right off the start here.
Kind of an unfortunate lead if he's not going to tear immediately with Stonejourner, so I don't see it. I don't know what it's going to be doing right away. Unless he focuses that Breloom, something's going to get slept right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Power Spot is really good in this format.
I love Stonejourner so much, but I think this is like probably the worst possible lead for Alex right here, especially with that Milotic.
Agreed.
Going to easily be able to one-shot that Stonejourner no matter what happens. So
What did we see from Milotic last match aside from Light Screen?
I think that
was all we saw.
yeah.
So we don't even know what is backing.
Yeah.
It's definitely a defensive set with Light Screen, so I doubt it's ever going to tear Ice for that stab coverage on Tornadus. That's just going to make it weaker. Honestly, I'd say probably best bet to just focus that Rotom, maybe even Ally Switch if Stonejourner gets it.
Stonejourner get it? No,
I have no idea.
Now I have to look at this.
I'm on it. Let's see.
It does not get Ally Switch.
Doesn't it? Well, I guess Wide Guard won't help in this situation either. Yeah, unless we land a Hurricane and that Breloom's not sashed, I think something's getting put to sleep.
Man, putting that Tornadus to sleep would be really good. Make sure that they can't get Tailwind up. Because, man, that Toxicity and that Great Tusk go crazy with Tailwind.
Okay, he's doubling in, right? Okay. Sojourner is faster?
That
What's that speed tier?
70 base speed. What is Braylon's?
I think Braylon's got 90. Are they?
No, Braylon's 70. It's a speed tie.
Yo, that's very unlucky for him. Okay. I wonder if he's even running a slower Breloom just so he can get the Icy Wind speed. Oh, that doesn't seem very smart.
No.
Okay. Victini coming in, I don't know what that's going to do. If it's going to focus into Tornadus, then he's just going to drop to a Rock Slide. I don't know what Victini can do against a Stonejourner.
Well, is Melodic faster now after the speed drop?
Yes.
So Melodic could probably focus into it. Melodic focus into the Stonejourner, and the Victini focus right into that Tornadus. How much damage did the Victini do last time into? Because it immediately focused into it.
I mean, I feel like a Bull Strike to Tornadus non-terror would be enough. Even then, he could just go for like the Muddy Water.
Yeah, last game we saw Blue Flame.
Right.
Yeah, it did like 90 something, and it's already down to 72. So probably see that again.
I'd say his best bets might even just be maybe protect the Stonejourner and hard switch right into Rotom. But if he hard switches, he doesn't want to take a Surf. He's in kind of a tough spot with Milotic right now. I could see him taunting the Milotic just to prevent screens from coming up in the future. Those speed controls.
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
That's good.
Out.
That's actually huge. Power Spot is gone, but the flinch on the Victini is massive for this next move. Tailwind is up, and Toxtricity can go ham with Boom Burst right now.
Yeah, I don't think that
This isn't going to be very good for Punjabi Prince.
No, that flinch came in clutch.
flinch came in clutch. Even if he didn't get flinched, that got that tailwind up, major damage on these two right here. I don't think that.
Yeah, because Victini still moved second, so even if he did flinch, even if he did not flinch, Alex would still be in the same position he's in right now.
True. I mean, he just has Punjabi Prince in a tough spot all
Yeah.
around.
The only difference is he just didn't get any value out of his turn. But Alex's side, he is well enough in the same position he would have been. I think he's good just to click Terror and then start Boom Bursting. He can taunt the Milotic immediately just to prevent a light screen from even happening. Because he doesn't. I don't even think Tornadus needs to attack to get any value.
Yeah, and then Toxicity may even be able just to do an overdrive too and knock out these two and keep the Tornadus alive.
Even then, I don't know. I don't think Milotic is going to survive a Boom Burst, but if it does, it's going to get a light screen up. Yeah. No, yeah, that's fine. He's in far good a position. He's ahead. Boom Burst
That's
working
3 months.
that kill.
3 months down, tailwinds up.
And here comes KFC for round 2.
He's faster. He got Tear Ground, but there's no reason not to Boom Burst in this situation. It's stronger, and he's already faster. Tear Ground's not going to matter in this case. I think Alex secures this win, but I'm not going to call it too soon. It's just he's too far ahead.
Yeah. Well, even Terror Grounding doesn't do much because
it doesn't do anything. The fighting type does not resist the electric, or the normal Boom Burst. Neither does the ground. He's going to take the same amount of damage from Boom Burst either way. All it's going to do is alleviate a maybe flying weakness from Dimple, but even then, he's not surviving 2 Pokemon right away. And he goes down to recoil, yeah, just like that. He's still got to turn Tailwind. And 2 Pokemon, it's over.
even if he detects to tail,
That was very well played.
yeah.
Yeah, very clean.
Awesome. Let's get them boys in here. Maybe. There we are. There's one of them.
Welcome.
Hey, congrats on the win, man.
Thank you, thank you.
How were you feeling going into it?
Some reason I was honestly not like super confident. I think it's just because it's been so long since I've done a match. Felt like I was gonna be like rusty, like make dumb choices, but I feel pretty good about how I play. I mean, I won, but like I don't feel like it was like a fluke. I feel like I played pretty well.
Yep. And we got the other guy in here too. Punjabi, I have to know, what was the last move on KFC? We saw Stomp, Close Combat, Brave Bird. No, Detect. What was the last move?
Tailwind.
See, I thought it was close combat and that you were going to kill my Rotom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't. I didn't do that. I didn't think about that.
Whew. Yeah,
You had,
going to those games though, I believe it was game 1. You got the flinch on the Breloom. Maybe game 2 was Stone Junior's Rock Slide. How did that affect the match?
No, that was So that was game 2. I looked and that was a speed tie. I didn't even realize it was a speed tie. Unless you had some item to boost speed, but
was that Jolly Breloom?
Yeah, it was Jolly Breloom.
Oh yeah, that was a speed tie. That's crazy. What was your move that you picked with Breloom?
Rock Slide of my own.
Okay.
Breloom gets that?
Yeah.
Oh wow. See, I thought it was imminent. I assumed Breloom was going to outspeed Stone Junior no matter what without a tailwind and just put something right to sleep. That flinch was crazy clutch, I believe, on Alex's end.
Yeah, I had a strong feeling that there would be a sash on the Breloom. That's why I doubled into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then just the surprise tailwind near the end for the speed control after my Lotic used Icy Wind. That actually impressed me. I did not see that coming. I don't know why. I was like, oh, he's slower, but then you outsped him anyway. That was nuts. That was popping.
Yeah, you played really well.
It was a great game.
Ground type Zapdos was so scary.
So a lot of my prep was around speed control, but it was on Klefki, so like your taunt ended up being pretty good, but a lot of what I was prepping for was like Trick Room, so I was running like Trick Room, Imprison, T-Wave, so that like if you for some reason put T-Wave on Rotom, like you wouldn't have access to it. But yeah, so in the event you had tailwinded game 1, I would have tried to Trick Room in response, like the next turn. But you taunted, so it was pretty good.
Yeah. So that turn that Tornadus was paralyzed game 1, he was trying to tailwind.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And that made the rest of the game a lot scarier because I had to just pretty much guess what your Zapdos was going to do, because if I guess wrong, it's just gonna
No, so it was like the move where I Brave Birded your Rotom. I was like in my own head, I was like, okay, I know this guy has Ally Switch. If I could just say I don't freaking care about the Ally Switch, so let me just Stomping Tantrum your Elephant.
Yeah, I thought so long about that turn because I'm like, I failed my Ally Switch. Is he gonna predict it or not?
That was definitely a Death Note turn, that's for sure. Because I was in the tank too, so I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna go for guaranteed damage against a 2v1. I'm not gonna try and flip a coin, but
yeah, that was scary. And then that turn, I brought in Toxtricity only because I wanted to like preserve either Rotom or Tusk. So I was like, I'll just bring him in. Maybe he'll take a Scald. Okay. And then he just dies to the Tantrum. So I was like, well, although I don't remember if Melodic was still out at that time.
No, I think the Melodic
was dead.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I was hoping. That's right. I was hoping that you would Tantrum my Tusk again. But he just killed the Toxtricity. I was like, well, he wasn't going to do anything anyways. Too slow.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, the speed battle was really close there. So for sure, you had pretty good control over that. So congrats on the win.
Thanks. I mean, you had a scary team.
So who are you facing? Is Charles's game still going?
I don't know. I'm not.
No, it is not. He lost to Nuck.
Oh
Okay.
man, that sun shines
So, no.
bright.
I had a
Praise.
feeling that the Sun boys in here might enjoy that one. Sorry to
Raise the sun.
yeah.
Okay, I
Well,
think I
hey,
speak for
congrats,
all of
Andrew.
Echo. Good luck, Alex.
You and Kakusho are my champions right now. We're just awesome.
You just
Don't
keep
look at-
dancing.
Don't look at the normal season stats. Just look at playoff stuff.
For now.
Yeah.
All right, Alex. Good games. I'll see you guys later.
Good guys, man.
Where are those specialized playoff stats? I am curious for those now.
What insane games.
How many other matches are there this evening?
I know Jack's playing here in a little bit. I think he said as soon as the match was up that he was going to go, and I believe Turtle and Downsy are going later.
Do we have any idea what time? Are we going to hang out in this chat, or are we going to disperse and come back? Griff, there you are. My brother in the sun. He's obviously nowhere near his device. Well, how is everyone doing?
Good.
I am sick.
You're sick?
I am, yes.
Oh,
Ooh,
yep.
Got a game.
There we go. Okay, great.
Last game.
Who's commentating?
I don't know. You guys had it. It was like a really good, like, commentation, I guess is the word. I don't know. I'm like insanely tired. But I thought the homies that were commentating the last match did a damn good job. I'll have to pass for now. I must
Yeah,
go
I'm down
take some
to
ibuprofen.
listen to Circadian again.
Yeah, I can stick around a bit longer.
I'm good to keep going. As long as you guys don't absolutely hate my voice. I do make a lot of bad predictions. That is half the fun. Alrighty, so we have a game here. It is between Jack and the guy Nate, who has a very scary team. We've seen last season the Volcarona end up getting the kill lead. Yeah, it was the KO leader last season. Really scary, really strong, bulky. He also has Godingo, which is also really good. Actually, his whole team's really, really good with really good speed control. Also, from the Aerodactyl being crazy fast, being able to set up Tailwind, and also Desklops able to shut down any Trick Room. But we also see on Jack's team the Pheromosa, super strong, really fast, brittle as can be. But also, we've seen a lot of work from that Tapu Fini and that King Gambit. So, who do we think we're going to see lead? Leads from both sides.
Though I'd say even a safer play would just be leading with Stark, Tabu Fini, and even Rhyperior, just to shut down any potential Aerodactyl and Volcanion leads.
Yeah, I am surprised to see the Rhyperior make its return.
Big horn.
Rhyperior looks really good. As long as he
Big
can just
horn.
avoid any big close combats and steam eruptions, I think he's going to have a long longevity life.
Yep, I think the Tapu Fini does really good. It's really especially defensive, so it's really good against several of those mons. So say that it's probably a really good lead. That Aerodactyl's probably focus sashed if I had to take a wild stab, so probably is going to be able to set up that tailwind. Either or, but I'm going to go ahead and let them start. Does that sound good to everybody?
Sounds fine with me.
Yeah, let's get going.
So let's see a Pheromosa and King Gambit lead against the Iron Hands and the Aerodactyl.
Oh, we don't see the instant Cork Drive startup, though. So,
Not too sure
no
what the
instant
stores.
Yeah, so no idea what that item is.
I think the tailwind is imminent, though. With that being said, if that Hariyama clone wants to go and CC anything, he very well can get away with it. Unless he's got a Terra Go somewhere up his sleeve, King Gambit's in trouble right now.
There's that, or the Pheromosa goes ahead and goes straight into that Iron Hands.
Even then, though, with Iron Hand's bulk, I think he could take whatever Pheromosa has to go with it, at least one hit, though. I might just be underballing Pheromosa's power. I haven't seen it in action in a long time. He just gets out by the Aerodactyl. Not a great start on Sephiroth's begin.
So, wait a second. What is that speed tier? So we have Aerodactyl. So that is a choice scarfed Aerodactyl, then.
That's interesting. If he is choice scarf, then that's actually probably a better situation for Sephiroth now that he would know that. No speed control on his end. He always switch out, but he doesn't have many things on his side that won't just take a Thunderbolt and give him take unless it's the Dusclops that wants to come in. Though I don't know what he's going to do against that Iron Hands. Even if he does Thunderbolt the Aerodactyl slot, if it's the switch, Iron Hands can just get a free kill on anything in front of it.
Yeah, that Iron Hands is just sitting there menacingly. We still don't know what item is on it either.
Even it as fake out, it's definitely not going to be anything like choice item itself. Yeah, he doubles in. I'd say Raikou is the biggest threat against his team in the end. Ooh, Terra Psychic. Okay. Get that Psychic Surge boost. Oh, the seed. Tabu Fini, I believe, does outspeed Iron Hands, which is actually an amazing situation right now. So as long as King Gambit can just focus right into the Chinchino without dropping right away, he should be fine, actually. This could be a turnaround. Yeah, but given the terrain, that's not going to do anything now. Oh, yeah. It's Misty. Okay, no.
Yeah, it's Misty.
I thought this was Psychic. Okay, yeah, this is going to be much easier now.
Nice.
What a turnaround from turn one. Okay.
No. Yeah, and with that special defense boost up on the King Gambit, can probably sit there and take one hit from Volcarona easily and dish back out. And also Tapu Fini is great against Volcarona with its just natural bulk.
Yeah, and now that we know the Aerodactyl is choice locked, at least Sephiroth should be aware of that. As long as he can play around it, the Volcanion shouldn't be too much trouble in the end. He can just focus it in as long as it's not like a earthquake, but even then he can only rock slide. Doesn't have the rock slide resist anymore now that King Gambit's not smart steel, but it can still take care of that Aerodactyl with no issue.
Yeah.
And given the spatial defense boost,
King
shouldn't be
Gambit has
either.
120 defense. It is bulky.
See the Terra Water. Oh yeah, they got it.
Oh,
Tougher. I don't think that's anything he can't bounce back from, but that is much harder to deal with now.
yeah.
That flinch
That
is very
hat.
unlucky. As of
Yeah.
now, though, at the very least, he can't get burned from Steam Eruption until that terrain goes away. Though now that Aerodactyl is part water type, he's just going to be a little harder to take care of.
Makes curious at the EV spread for that pterodactyl.
I believe if he is to be running Scarf, would Adamant Aerodactyl still be able to outspeed a Pheromosa with us? I believe
Oh
it would.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
it might just be. Yeah, he
It's
may
one of the-
just be Adamant.
yeah. It's one of the fastest tailwinders up there with 130 speed. It could easily run adamant and sell out speed. Let me just pull that up.
I don't think Choice Aerodactyl, aside from Band, is something you see very commonly. And he's getting flinch after flinch. Oh man.
Choice Scarf versus Pheromosa. Yeah, it easily hits.
It's
Like 100 points over. So
Yeah. Oh, he's starting to set up. Okay. I think this is really all he can do. Beanie's all he's got. That can't take care of Aerodactyl 1v1. I don't.
surprised that he didn't sit there and go for the sucker punch that last turn.
Yeah, that is interesting, actually. Definitely wouldn't have killed anything, but it might have helped the team, Beanie's chances somewhat. Oh, yeah. That's. My poor man. You know, he had a bad start and turned around, and then he just kept getting hacks out of his game. I don't want to say that's a stolen victory, but that is very unlucky for him. Up behind. Oh, little luck on his side.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough, though. Nope.
There is no justice. This is Pokemon Showdown.
Man, that feels bad. But also, I'm surprised not to see that sucker punch. I think if we would have saw that sucker punch into the Aerodactyl there, probably would have been a little bit of a different story there at the end. And it looks like game 2 is up. So, question is, do we change leads?
Well, now that he knows Aerodactyl is choice, he's going to be able to lead around it much better. Though, given the fact that Aerodactyl is as crazy as he is, I don't know what else he can prepare for it. Terra Water, if he's running Terra Blast, Rhyperior is just going to get destroyed by it too. We'll just have to see how this unfolds.
I feel like I think he can bring Pheromosa in the back. I think he brings something else up front. Maybe probably keep the King Gambit and bring something else that can really target into that Aerodactyl that can really take it out in one go. Because it is choice scarfed. We know it's not focus sash, so try to find something that can one-shot it.
Yeah, it's really interesting that once he found out about the speed tiers, he didn't just spam sucker punching that Aerodactyl every turn. That definitely would have helped him. Okay. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. I have no idea what's going to come from this.
Yeah, I feel like Nate's good on the speed control front. I think his mons are pretty fast, especially looking at what Sephiroth brought, which is a few slower mons. So I don't see him going through and bringing Dusclops this turn. But let's go ahead and let's find out. Paul, praise the sun. Not showing any biases.
That little emoji is cute.
Oh, we do see Faramosa again.
I believe this is the same lead as last game, is it not?
It's the same lead on
Sephiroth's part.
Yeah, on Jack's part. And but there was a change up because last time we had Aerodactyl Iron Hands, so probably Iron Hands is in the back.
Yeah, now Aerodactyl can just exert mind game pressure and have Shinchino clean up any predictions. If he goes for dual wing beat again, he's open for a King Gambit attack. But if he switches to something like Rhyperior or even Raikou, Shinchino can just focus in on that switch. So if he bullet seeds right now, even expecting Rhyperior to come in, I think Phoenix is as good as gone.
A Tailwind.
Yeah, choice lock Tailwind.
Yeah, so we'll see a switch out on this part. Interesting. I wonder if that is a roll on Cincino onto that Feeny for next turn.
Yeah. There's no life orb. Yeah, I think Feeny might as well just drop next turn if he lands another tail slap. All he can really do is probably just focus in on one of the two ends, whether catch the switch and kill that. But Cinchino looks like the more immediate threat, so it'd be safer just to get rid of it. But if he switches, he's not going to be able to kill that Cinchino right away.
Yeah, and we've seen Protect, and yeah, there's the Protect.
Bullet Seed.
Protect from that Bullet Seed.
Okay.
Knockoff.
Drops to that. Oh, I forgot he gets knockoff in this tier. Okay, it's meta. Now comes Hands, which has fake out potential. He's already protected once with Feeny, so it would be obvious to just do it with King Gambit if he carries it.
So we know neither of these Mons are covert cloaked because we've seen the Misty Seed and we've seen the leftovers. So he's free to go ahead and click.
Yeah.
The probably going to see fake out on the. I wonder which one.
I would say it's likely he fakes up the Feeny since it's already used up its Protect. It's unlikely he'll go for a double, and Feeny's the only thing that directly threatens melees without a Terror type. Okay, that's interesting.
That is probably a pretty neutral turn for both people.
Yeah, but now Sephiroth is in a better spot just to T-Bolt at will, given that Melee's lost its electric resist and Volcanian's right in the open for it.
You still have that Tailwind though, so I don't think Raikou lives.
Yeah, even then, King Gambit probably doesn't have a turn to stay in if he's just going to get close combat or Steam Erupted, even Earth Powered.
I don't see close combat because we're Psychic.
Yeah,
right now.
At the very least, if he's carrying a steel move, he might be able to deal with that Iron Hands right off the bat and just T-Bolt Volcanion at free will. Or freely.
Got big thinks going on right now. Still don't know what this Iron Hands item is, and it's probably going to drive me insane.
I think it's likely to just go for a cloak, if not just something like Assault Vest.
Probably Assault Vest. Did we see it protect last game?
I don't know. I don't think so. If he is Assault Vest, then he's just going to be for bulk with that very defensive typing. He's going to be staying alive for quite some time. Okay, protects. Okay, kind of a misread.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Going to go ahead.
Oh, it was Assault Vest.
It was Assault Vest.
Look at me. I know what I'm talking about.
So, no more Tailwind unless bring back out Aerodactyl. Good to go ahead and go for that Thunderbolt right into the Volcanion. Probably do a pretty big chunk. We still have Feeny in the back that's pretty healthy. And we still have Baramosa in the back. That's good to go ahead and clean up if we can get a little more chip, but we still have that Aerodactyl.
Ooh. Okay, doubling into the Iron Hands. It's a shame he lost his electric typing for that Volcanion, but even then Aerodactyl can just come right back out and take care of it. So he could Tailwind again, but then that's just going to leave the Volcanion or anything he wants to switch into open for an attack.
Yeah, but I don't see the Tailwind coming because he doesn't have Mon to switch back out into. So probably going to...
Yeah, that's true. And
we're probably going to see
that,
Rock Slide.
Yeah, with that Terra Psychic, the Sealed Resist once again is gone. Rock Slide is very spammable right now. And if he's as lucky as he was last game, it's as good as over for Zephyrus. Okay, double protect. Do we get any leftover recoveries with Feeny right now?
Yeah, it looks like that's what we're doing.
Yep, trying to get as much health back as possible. So at least now we know what's coming. I'd say he may just be best off. If he doesn't start sucker punching, he's going to be in trouble.
There we go.
All right, he's learned. No flinch is allowed. Heal Pulse. If he can Defiant, yeah. If he sucker punches, immediately Aerodactyl's going down, and Feeny is not dropping to any other hit from that Volcanion. If he just spams Heal Pulse and sucker punch, he wins.
And being choice locked, there's nothing he can do about that sucker punch either.
Yep. And Misty Terrain is going to be around for a long time. He's not going to get burned either. Though he opts to not Heal Pulse. What does he have left in the back?
Pheromosa.
I don't know.
I
don't know if that was the play. I don't know what he's going to do. Because Pheromosa is just going to drop. And then what can... Yeah, what do you... Okay. That did enough damage. Never mind. It misses.
He's bulky enough that it's not...
After that Calm Mind, Moonblast is enough to take him out with 2 hits. I didn't think he was going to be that strong. Okay. That's a good game, too, I think. Good comeback. Against all odds, he brought it back.
Game 3.
Let's see it. I don't know. What are your guys' leads predicts for next match?
I don't know.
I'd say now knowing that you got a Scarf Aerodactyl coming up front, if it comes in immediately, there's no more surprise factor that dual wing pick. You can play around that as much as you want.
Well, yeah, he's revealed that and the Tailwind at this point, so we know what that Aerodactyl is going to do if it's coming in.
Yeah.
Wait, was that you, Reagan? Did you just say that?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, hey. It's like, oh, wait, who is that?
Yeah, the Cecino was really, really good. Especially, it's really strong into a lot of these mons, usually close to a 1 to 2 hit KO for a lot of these guys. Aerodactyl's still pretty scary, but I think Nate's going to change it up a little bit. I don't think he's going to bring that Aerodactyl game one, but hello. Who joined or left?
I think we lost someone.
Sadness.
You know, in Nate's position, I feel like it'd be pretty hard to justify leading with that Aerodactyl for a third time, or at least bringing him out early.
Yeah, but bringing him out does stop the Pheromosa from popping off, and that Pheromosa has that beast boost that just makes it really, really snowbally.
It's so far we haven't seen Rhyperior coming in from Zephyrus' side either, so Aerodactyl has been free this whole time. Only thing he has to worry about is Rhyperior coming in, and then he can still just deal with it with Volcanion. So I think Aerodactyl will take to come in every time.
Is, I would say, a pretty good lead for Zephyrus compared to Nate. You have that Sucker Punch right into Goldingo, and you also have that Close Combat right into Cecino. Though easy,
we don't know what to expect from Goldingo. He could very well be a trick set if that's viable in this meta. If he wants to trick a choice scarf or something to King Gambit to keep it from sucker punching at will, that could be very bad in the end game.
Does Goldingo get trick?
Yeah, Goldingo does, yes.
Oh, I didn't know. I've just been keeping up with the doubles for for us.
Like scouting up. Poaching. If you're going to tear a ghost that Chinchino, he's just going to drop. That's value is gone.
Yeah.
Now, do we? Now, I think it's unlikely that Chinchino even stays in, given the sucker
No, I
punch
don't think it
value.
can.
If it stays in for a sucker punch, it drops if it attacks. But if it switches and he sucker punches, King Gambit's open for any attack. Because Gold Dingo's not going to drop to something from a Raikou.
Dingo's still pretty bulky all the way around. It's going to take multiple hits. We're not going to see a second Protect coming in. We see the Dazzling Gleam, so probably we'll see the Terra this turn from Jack, if I had to take any guess.
And we already know that the Chinchino's Life Orb, so I think even if he doesn't opt to Sucker Punch, which is a free kill anything from King Gambit's going to do damage. Just give him the +1 attack. Okay. Crippling that. That's one way to actually cripple a Gold Dingo.
Yep.
Now, with that special attack drop, he can definitely just double into that Iron Hands and do something. But given he's already Terra type defensively, that thing's going to take any hit from both of them. So he might actually be best just to switch out, maybe protect with King Gambit now and switch out something else, and then probably switch with King Gambit next turn. I'm not too sure what he's thinking.
Yeah, I am surprised he went for the Sucker Punch on the King Gambit there last turn.
Yeah, because even if he didn't Sucker Punch, he was going to live with that coaching defense boost, and nothing from Chinchino or Gold Dingo, aside from maybe Focus Blast, would deal any damage to him. Yep. So I'm surprised he even opted Sucker Punch and to just go for something like Kowtow Cleave.
Well, we know his moves are Knock Off, Sucker Punch, Protect, and Terra Blast.
Right, Knock Off over Kowtow now. That would have been much better play just in general. Catch what's ever going to switch in. And if nothing switch-ins, we already know Chinchino drops to a non-boost and knockoff. He would have been better off just doing that, I think.
I'm surprised we didn't see the Terra, though. Terra.
Oh, from Sephiroth?
Yeah.
Yeah, though with Chinchino around, there's no reason not to Terra without that Misty Terrain coming out. So right now, he's better with his typing. If he Terras now, then I understand. But that thing is getting boosted out of its mind.
Well, remember, this is Misty Terrain. It's not Psychic Terrain.
True, but he's still going ahead and get his defense boost from his seed.
Yeah, he's true.
So I'm not worried about him not being able to pull out a priority move. I'm just saying he's getting boosted quite a lot this match. He's just looks like he's focusing primarily just to boost his King Gambit to sweep for a late game. But I think just the Sucker Punch play was a misplay. Yeah, I just saw.
Punch, and also he didn't do anything last turn with that Protect. Not a.
Yeah, he didn't. He got focused. He got singled in.
Yeah.
Like reaction.
And we know that we don't have that Aerodactyl in the back, so there's no flinches this turn to mess up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now he could get faked out here. And honestly, I think 2 fake outs, a fake out and anything leading, if he doubles in to that King Gambit with a fake out, I think that thing will drop right now. So I'd say probably Sucker Punch. Depending on what he's got in the back, this might be his last 2 Pokemon. He needs to Sucker Punch Iron Hands just to be able to drop it with a Tapu Fini. Unless he just wants to start setting up.
He also has that Heal Pulse as well.
He does. And I believe he does outspeed Hariyama. And now with that, he's Psychic type. He doesn't have to worry about close combats. He can just kill it right now with a Terror Blast. So I think as long as he... The fake out?
No, we protect.
But do you think? I think you can protect and ignore the effects of heal pulse, right? You can protect and not get the boost.
Yeah, if you protect, heal pulse does not go through protect.
Yeah, but so with that defense boost and the fact how bulky King Gambit is alone, I don't think a fake out is going to be enough to kill it. So even if he does get flinched, heal pulse is just going to be the best option to opt right away.
Unless you fake out into the Feeny.
Yeah, which he would. Which actually isn't a bad play on him. That's actually very smart. He could expect the obvious play. But now in this position, no fake out, he can just heal pulse right now and just start killing things with Terror Blast.
Yeah, and we know that the Volcanion only does about 30. What was it? 38.
Yeah, given the last game, we know that Feeny is capable of 1v1ing Volcanion with a little chip on its side. So if it heal pulses, kills the Hariyama right away with Terror Blast, and then just starts doubling in when setting up Calm Minds and heal pulses, I think Zephyrus has got this again. I think that's all he needs to do. It's just heal pulse spam. Because even if he gets Thunder Punched from the Iron Hands straight into Feeny, one heal pulse will be enough. Kill the Iron Hands, and then you're just set. Okay. He didn't do that. He didn't heal pulse, and I don't think Victorian's going to drop to one Sucker Punch. And he's still got the gold bingo. Yeah, I think Zephyr's through.
Yeah, I think not having the.
Because he can't.
Well, you know what? Even if he heal pulsed, because Feeny was going down either way, even a full HP.
Yeah, but he's got that special defense boost. He might have been able to lift 2 hits, but now at the person he's at, he can't take on both. Unless he misses a Steam Eruption, he's over.
Yeah.
I think Heal Pulse was the play to be able to take 1 hit from each of them.
Yeah.
All right, should we get them in here?
Yeah, let's get them in here. Man, those were tight games.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping in first. There they are.
Hello.
Hello.
Zephyrus and Nate. God, no. During mid game 1, what were your thoughts on that?
Mid game 1. I thought is he in here yet? I thought my one sec. I thought my Aerodactyl set was hilarious, and then it worked. And I was just really happy about that. And I knew it was like one of those things where it's like, oh, if I can get this and get him like Formosa out here or Gallade, I was super worried about like that special tanky Gallade. That if I could just like steal a game, that like then maybe I can just like win. And then the flinches, I felt bad.
Oh, those flinches are nuts.
It was both like the flinches, and then it was like the flinches on the like the mon that he needed the most. So yeah.
And then I'm curious about your Aerodactyl. Given that you were scarfed, I assume, seeing how you outsped Pheromosa.
I was scarfed with no speed investment because then I outsped by like 1.
Yeah, I would think you were running Adamant on your Aerodactyl, given just that you're already the fastest mon in the game.
Yeah. And then I thought maybe game 2, I don't know, they're all blending in. I kept feeling like I was making bad plays. But then like game 2, I was like, ooh, I can like I read, oh, he's gonna switch out when he sees Aerodactyl, and I'm gonna be able to get a Tailwind off for free. Maybe I should have had a different mod out there, but God, like that King Gambit is like awful to try to kill. And then he's like fucking coached. Coaching is like a really good doubles move, if you guys didn't know.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware Pheromosa could get that.
Right?
I've only seen a Rengaroo do it. I had no idea.
And then game 3. Game 3, like I think I need to get a little bit better with like not being like, oh, my entire like, my entire prep is like turn 1 prep, and then he fucking protects, and then it's like, fuck, my immediate Terra Ghost, which ate the close combat and the wake up slap. Like, it would have been perfect if he just didn't protect.
Mm-hmm.
But he did, and yeah, really good job on him, like coming back, and yeah, his team's so good. Fuck.
I'm just rewatching near the end game of game 3 and thinking there were things he could have done to prevent at least as close to the loss that he brought it to.
Yeah, I thought he was going to heel pulse there, and then man, that King Gambit could have just sucker punched to the end.
Exactly.
The sucker punch thing is so scary. I was just like, I know it's coming. I have to like dip out, and then he got like a snarl off on Raikou onto Goldingo, and I'm like, fuck, my berry is gone.
Because come turn 6 of game 3, there's nothing really he could have done about him protecting King Gambit and you doubling into his Tapu Fini. But then he opted to Moonblast the Iron Hands. If he were just to let King Gambit take care of Iron Hands and then heal pulse in the same turn, Fini would have lived. He would not have dropped from Iron Hands. And then he could have just spam Sucker Punch into Gold Dingo and start setting up Calm Minds against the Volcanion. I think he would have been way better off. But I don't know if he choked or misread the situation.
Well, I think the Iron Hands moved before the King Gambit anyway.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, there was like, I think at one point there's this weird thing with protects where if you do it too much, it starts getting like kind of easy to read. And I think at one point, and like Carlos and Ruben were in there like listening to me lose my mind and act like a animal. At one point, I'm like, God, like pretty sure this King Gambit's gonna protect. But do I need to fake it out just in case? And then it was just like, well, I guess if I fake out like Tapu Fini, I'm in like really good shape.
We called that.
And then I ended up being able to fake out Tapu Fini and get like, a nice chunk in.
I wonder if Sephiroth can jump in.
That should have work.
Yeah, go ahead and add him in the main chat. See if he can't jump in real quick.
Let's see. I don't know where he is.
Surprised to see the Rhyperior on his team that he brought.
Yeah, I initially didn't bring like Thunderbolt or Thunder Punch on Iron Hands because it like there's this thing where like we both know it's really good for me, but then because we both know, I feel like I should be like, I guess I'm not going to use it because like I was really worried about like Terra Ground Tapu Fini, but then I'm like, oh, Steam Eruption like really takes care of that. So then obviously concerned about Rhyperior. But I think, the Rhyperior could have been cool because I have a lot of ground weakness and he could have, protected Fini. But I felt like his thing was like making King Gambit as like good as possible. So like it's hard to bring Rhyperior if Tapu Fini isn't like your main focus of your team.
Sephiroth is here. Welcome, man. That was some good games you had just now.
Great games, man.
Yeah, good games, man.
I don't know. Anything you want to discuss during the games you just had? Any thoughts you may have had?
I think I had game 3 in the bag. Did you have Protect on Goldango?
Yep.
Okay, well,
Funny enough, so like midway through today, on my like work computer on like a spreadsheet, I was like, you know what? This is a nasty plot game. And then I forgot to fix it on my home computer.
so you
So is it-
were you were supposed to be nasty plot, but you were protect instead.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
And
yeah,
I had switched a bunch of my EVs to like account for more speed instead of more special attack.
I was just thinking. So I had a play game 3 that I could have gone for that I definitely should have. I didn't think Moonblast was going to do as much as it did to Assault Vest, Iron Hands. So I'm pretty sure +1 Sucker Punch plus that Moonblast roll would have killed Hands. And then Finny would have survived and been able to heal Pulse the next turn. So then I would have just outlasted you because
Yeah.
Volcanion did not have the firepower to take down Finny or +1 King Gambit. So
I kept praying for a crit.
yeah.
I was like at that stage.
So if I had Sucker Punched Iron Hands and then Moonblasted as well, I could have spammed Heal Pulse for the next few turns and been good. But I thought that Moonblast was going to do way less. And I thought that you were going to read a Finny Protect there because I'd been swapping the Protects back and forth.
Wait, no, I think the one time that I did. Oh, you're talking about when I Thunder Punched, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you were going to read the Protect right there and you were going to double into Gambit. I was going to have to win the speed tie, but that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, I think at one level, yeah, I just rewatched that turn. Like at 1.5 attack with King Gambit, like even if I'm resisting, like you're just doing so much with Sucker Punch, and especially when like you're going last. Like that's just painful.
I think it probably would have been a roll. I don't know, man. What was your hand set? Do you have HP?
It was kind of interesting. Oh no, yeah, it was all HP and then a little bit of speed.
So, okay, so we were not speed tying then. I was min speed in case you decided to go Trick Room. But
yeah, I initially considered it, and then it was just like, all right, King Gambit is like kind of a problem, and like you can tear into a bunch of different things that like makes that 4 times weakness go away and into something cool like Psychic.
Yeah, I did it every single fucking game.
Yeah, and then I'm like, all right, well, Drampa's really fucking slow, and then it's like, oh, Drampa just gets like eaten alive by like 4 or 5 of your mod. I'm like, no.
Yeah. So I was feeling really good game 3 after I read the Cinchino Ghost Terra.
That hurts so much. Don't do me like that. I was ready. I wanted that so bad.
And then game 1, so in prep we talked about Scarf Aerodactyl. And I was like, I mean, sure, it works game 1 and then it doesn't work again.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what fucking happened. You brought
exactly what I was like. I can steal a game, and then like the next game, I'm like, ooh, I can get a free Tailwind because he's gonna be scared. And then I just didn't like capitalize on that.
Well, my whole plan was to stall out Tailwind anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like
you did a extraordinary job at doing that.
Yeah, I like because I know you have to swap out. Like you're not fucking clicking Tailwind again. So like I was like, sure, it like kills Pheromosa if he's Scarf. But you also have to hope you hit.
I put that so far in the back of my mind. I was like, I don't want to think about this. I don't want to.
I was Covert Cloak anyway, so like you could have gone with another move. But the plan was just to get a coaching off onto Gambit. But
yeah,
I'm almost positive that I had game 1 if
if the flinch
if you had gotten even just 1 flinch, I still had game 1, but you got 3 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Like which like that. Really,
I think one of the last ones probably didn't matter. I think when it was down to just Tapu versus.
Oh yeah, that one didn't matter.
Yeah,
but if you had missed
the first 2,
if you had missed either of those first 2 flinches, I would have taken it because I was going for Heal Pulse on Finny right there. So. I mean, you had to get like really, really, really good RNG on that, and you did, and it's Pokemon, so like it is what it is. But
yeah,
And then game 2 felt really good. Like, it just felt, I was like, I know what Aerodactyl's doing, so like, it's not a problem anymore. Like, if he leads it again, I'm just swapping out, and then I'm fine. Because Pheromosa gets to stick around for another turn after all the tailwind is gone, and she gets to go first no matter what, you know? So, yeah, game 1 was a little sad. Game 2, I felt really good. And then I felt like I had game 3 until... Let me go back and watch the replay. The snarl play was really good, I felt like.
Yeah. Close combat killing Raikou was. I
think it.
There was like
probably-
1 week Carlos was just like, why don't you just like run close combat instead of Drain Punch? Like, I'm pretty against running moves that like drop your stuff like that, but like it kills so many more things than Drain Punch does.
Yeah, dude, are you kidding
Yeah.
me? Yeah. So I he was probably going down no matter what, even without that crit.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I thought about. Oh, I think I did click Sucker Punch actually right here. Did you read me? Maybe you did. No, I clicked Terra Blast, which killed, which was nice. So that was a little bit tough. Maybe I should have double protected, but like, whatever. Yeah, if I'd clicked after that fake out turn, if I'd clicked Sucker Punch and Moon Blast, I would have been in a decent spot, because then I'm threatening Goldango with Sucker Punch, which always OHKOs now that I'm +1.
And you got rid of my berry too, so
Yeah, and you don't have a berry. So you always go down, so you have to mind game me with like protects or something, and then I just get to click heal pulse, and
yeah, and I can't, like, I would literally need a crit.
You would need a crit right there for sure. I mean, it would have been like definitely really hard fought, but I think I hopefully would have come out on top with good luck. But the not sucker punching right there lost it for me. I mean, that was, I think, the turn that really sealed it.
Yeah, I think I think the protects was just a little too much. And you like kind of had like a advantage, and you needed to like capitalize on that advantage while you had it.
I don't really feel like wait, which ones?
I think in game 3 is what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I was okay, protect on Finny. Yeah, if I'd clicked heal pulse there, that would have been really nice too. I would have been right it back up to full, which would have been super nice. But I protected there because I was worried about hands.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that my intuitions were like right, but I just misread a couple of damage rolls, which meant that I didn't get it. But I mean, it is what it is. You know, game 1, I feel like I would have had game 1, but you know, it's Pokemon, and that hasn't happened to me all season. So you know, might as well happen when I'm facing Nate in fucking playoffs. This is my 3rd season in a row losing to Nate in playoffs. Like,
Is it really?
yes, dude. It fucking sucks ass.
Yeah, I mean, I told you about the whole, you know, our meeting up of either I beat you in the playoffs or the mini, or you win.
Yeah, man. I won the season if I beat Nate here. So you guys are all fucking really lucky. That's been the case since after my first season. Like
a
I think
significant amount of time. Yeah.
I think 2021, I've either won the season or lost to you.
Fuck.
So don't let it go out in the next one, bud. Because you know that now that I don't have anything going on, Daniel's getting so much fucking prep.
That's mean.
Well, fuck off.
All right, can we wrap up this recording?
Yep, I think I'm good then.